Delicious snack, crispy on the outside and super stuffed on the inside. I'm going to start by adding 1 egg. Now I add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I also add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I pour in half a cup of milk. Then I incorporate 1/4 of a cup of oil. Lastly, I add 1/3 of an ounce of active dry yeast, essential for the dough to rise. Now I mix everything very well, making sure the yeast dissolves completely. Here I have 2 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I add half of it first to make mixing easier. I stir well until a more consistent dough starts to form, and I keep mixing until the dough is well combined. Now I start kneading with my hands to get the perfect texture. I knead well to activate the gluten and make the dough more elastic. Now I shape it into a ball, stretching it slightly to give it firmness. Then I place this ball into a clean bowl. I cover it with plastic wrap to prevent it from drying out. If you prefer, you can also cover it with a clean towel. I seal it well to ensure proper fermentation. Now I let it rest for 30 minutes so it doubles in size. Here I have 7 ounces of mozzarella cheese. I cut it into small cubes to make it easier to stuff. I transfer it to a plate and set it aside. Now I take 7 ounces of ham. I cut it into pieces of the same size to ensure an even filling. Now I add 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. This ingredient will make the filling even creamier and more delicious. I stir well until everything is fully incorporated. Done. The filling is ready. Now I set it aside until we use it. Now my dough has risen. I remove the plastic wrap and see how well it has grown. Look how fluffy and airy it is. Now I take the dough and place it on a floured surface. I knead it a little more to further activate the gluten. Now I divide it into smaller portions. I shape them into small balls with my hands, making sure they are smooth. Now I stretch each ball with my fingers. I slowly open it until it reaches the ideal size for stuffing. This way, it's easier to fit the filling without tearing the dough. Now I place a generous portion of the ham filling. Then I seal the dough well by pressing the edges. And now I shape it into a perfectly round ball. Look how well formed they are. Now let's coat them. First, I dip the balls quickly in water. Then I coat them well with breadcrumbs, making sure they are fully covered. This will make the outer layer crispy and golden when fried. I place them on a plate and repeat the process for all of them. Now I can fry them. The oil is already hot at the perfect temperature. I fry 2 balls at a time so they cook evenly. Look how beautifully golden they turned out. They are perfectly cooked. Now I remove them and let them drain on paper towels. I'm going to cut 1 in half to show you the inside. Look at this amazing texture, super stuffed and creamy. A delicious and irresistible snack.